Good morning. We are getting ready to rock and roll here this morning. I gotta load all them suckers onto this sucker and head that way, suckers. Let's go wake up the horses here so we can get stuff started. Oh, okay, well that's a good start. How do we get in there? Found it. Okay. Light. Oh, creepy crew. Good morning, sunshine. Are you awake? Good morning. Yeah, how you doing? Did you have a good sleep? Huh? Yeah? It's time to go to work this morning. Time to go to work. Hey? Yeah, I know. It's Saturday, but we have to. We have to. Bills to pay. Economies to keep going. Okay, let's see. Where's your... There we go. Oh, you're still... Yeah, you're still alive. Oh, there you go. We'll let you warm up a bit. It's gonna get a little bright in here. Hey? You ready to go? I think you're ready to go. Oh yeah. You never need much time. And away, here we go. Well, we got unloaded last night. Just gonna lower that. Just makes aluminum trailers are pretty weak when they just got that pivot point there and they don't pivot here, or they don't have a base here until here. That part can get pretty weak. So just drop those down and I can then see how my weights do. It's easier for loading anyway. So yeah, unloaded yesterday. In North Dakota, Dickinson. Hear that? Yeah. It's a beautiful morning, but I fired up my bunk heater just to yeah, it's toasty in there. For one, it was a little chilly, but then for two, you gotta fire them up before the season starts and let them run on full throttle, full heat for a little bit, just to get the cobwebs out and get the diesel running through them and get the heaters doing the heating thing. So I gotta take these guys. So yeah, the hustle within the hustle. When I was coming down, well, I'll tell you later, but these are transformers. Some guy told me that they're $200,000 each. That's all. Nothing. You know. Hey, that's $200,000. Minimum. So I'm just seeing here. They got all sorts of ways they don't want you to do it, and only one way they want you to do it. So I'm just seeing how they got it on the pallet here. So always got, you know, this thing is 5,000 pounds, and 1x4s. 1x4s. Like, we can't, yeah, the bases are fine, but this is also gives it the strength to hold it all together. And if it's just 1x4s, ah, they're lucky it's nailed. Usually they're stapled. Anyway, unloaded, oh geez, yesterday was a busy day. Made it, hot shot, unloaded Casper. Checked with them if they had anything, what they wanted me to do. They said, go up to North Dakota they got a load for you. So I'm like, okay. So I went and delivered. Luckily, this oil patch stuff, you know, the good thing about the oil patch is it's 24/7. You know, guys will come in and load you all hours of the night. The bad thing about the oil patch is that it's 24/7. Because if you're one of them guys, you get called in by a truck driver to come and unload you at 7 o'clock at night on a Friday. Yeah, that part's always not so fun. Anyway, got unloaded and zipped up here to our yard in Williston. This stuff came from north. Sister company brought it across the border, and I'm going to take it to Midland, Texas. Stay tuned. Sometimes, like in this instance, you need some flexible strap protectors. So I always keep a couple junk straps and I cut up as I need. But on this particular one, I need way more than I have, so I gotta cut some more up here. So I just pull this tight, get some skizzers. The key is pulling it tight though, because this strap stuff, you know, it's tough. It's meant to not be cut, right? So preferably sharp scissors, just like that. Loop it through here, pull her tight. It's a good workout too. I mean, not that I come to work for exercise. I don't even golf for exercise. All right, I think I got it. Got all the butterflies up there, so they'll be flopping in the wind all nice. But I think this is how I'm gonna do it. We'll see how she rides. So give her a couple of good hard stops and starts that bit in the yard here, just to make sure they're not gonna go nowhere. But they're not going nowhere. So in those pictures, I'll show you what I got, what they gave me. They also show, they say to put straps over this pallet. Now look at that. You're not going to strap that. Any person worth their salt knows the amount of power that is in this strap is going to just break that pallet. So why would you want to break the integrity of the pallet, right? So over top we're good. But the reason I think they wanted those pallets done is because in the pictures they showed a smooth deck. I think it was a steel deck actually, just smooth. Whereas this aluminum deck, see these? These are all grippers. Raised ridges that are meant to grip lumber, right? Meant to grip rubber. So that's where we have an advantage here on this particular trailer, is I got these grips. I don't know if you can see them. They stick up quite a bit. And that's what's also going to help it from moving around. So I don't need to strap the pallets because this helps as well. If I had an all steel deck, all smooth aluminum, yeah, strap them pallets down so they don't shift around. But we got some cleats It'll dig into that wood and hold that wood from moving, and then these straps will hold the transformer from doing that and that. And then the nut that holds the wheel in the cab up there, he's going to prevent it from going, ooh, stop, or sliding this way or sliding that way. He's going to do his best to prevent that anyway. Anyway. All right. Hustle within the hustle. Hold on. Okay, we're almost ready here. Okay, I just want to show you this. Get you. It's tough to see, I know. Hold on here. Let me see. Let's see if we can do this. Okay, so we got green and red, do's and don'ts. So if you look at it, take a look at that thing. Here's the side of the truck. Here's the side of the truck. And it's like they drove on the truck with the pallet. Because look, you can't come at it this way with a forklift. Right? So this is how we loaded it on our truck. Facing that way, right? Because here's the lifting eyes. The lashing eyes, right? So their diagram is wrong for how they want you to do it, compared to how they give you it on the pallet, right? That's all fine and dandy if we drive onto the trailer, or you drive into a van trailer and put it on there. That's how you would do it. These go in a van, but these are in a flatbed, right? They don't want straps right over top of these things, because they've had fins bent and all that. And I'm not too sure how you bend these fins. Like, that's very thick metal. So lashings, right? So this is all European talk, right? Lashings pass through the lifting hooks only. So that's what we did. We put them through the lifting eyes. Lashing pass through transformer fin walls. So they don't want any straps going through the fins, right? And here's a side view. So we're looking at it like we're standing on beside the truck, looking at the load on the truck. They're on there different, right? See, look at the pallet. You can't go under the pallet with a forklift. They drove on this way and dropped it onto this flatbed. Like, guys, like, come on, man. And then they strapped it down here. Yeah, I would have done that if they were facing the right way and we were able to load them like that. But, and then what is here? Another X. Yeah, they don't want it over top. And then see that belt right there? It's touching the fins. Right? They don't want that. So they want through the lifting eyes. Okay? That's great. So then we get another notice here. Okay? They tell you how to put it on your flat deck. Okay? Like, this is what we've come to, right? You got to slightly tilt the forks back, and then you got to start at the front of the trailer. Well, I disagree. You start at the back, but that's just me. Little transformers so they're centered, okay. But my trailer's different too. My trailer, when I load at the back, it shifts a lot of weight forward. So even though I start at the back and maybe my load will come about 3/4 of the way up the trailer, I have a lot of weight on the truck just by the bow in this aluminum trailer. So don't always, have confidence in your equipment and that you know how to do it. If you don't, this is an okay guide, but ask somebody that's done it before. And of course, center them on the truck. That's, we did. Depending on the type of transformer. So this, again, in this diagram, is a different transformer. This is not the same transformers that I got. They got no fins on the sides. Okay? Highly recommended to place straps over each of the pallets and transformer as shown. So on this one, they got straps right over top of this transformer, and then over right here, sorry. Straps right over top of this transformer, which the other page they told us not to. And then look at this pallet. Now that's a pallet. That's beefy, right? Look at 4x4s, straps over the pallet. Sure, absolutely, because that's going to hold. That pallet will hold some strength. It'll hold some tension. But the pallets that I have, there's no way. But these are different. Like, man, if you're going to give us directions, like, give us directions, like, man, you can tell this is just a fella in the office that did this. So And then it's highly recommended to use a leverage bar to tighten the straps to secure it to the trailer. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I gotta go. Okay. Bye. Alright, we got stuff to do. We got work to do. We got places to be. People to see. Miles to make. Hit the road, Jack. And I hopefully come back one day, one day, one day, one day. Hit the road, Jack. Yeah, this stuff's gonna ride nice. It's not going anywhere. Just looking in my mirrors here. It's a good test coming out of the gate here because it's all bumpy. So I mean the hustle within the hustle, because within, and every company's different, but it works in kind of, I think, in any service industry. We've already got the hustle going in trucking, where everybody that is on my team is out there hustling, trying to get freight. All the other boys are hustling freight around. The salesmen are hustling to get some freight. The dispatchers are hustling the customers to, stay in their good books. And everybody's hustling, right? And then there's the hustling that I'm doing, or you're doing. Whereas coming down to, so on this, let's just recap. Loaded in Leduc, the hot shot, down to Casper, Wyoming. Plus I had, this is gonna be a nice trip. This stuff's not going nowhere. It's nice and level on the deck. The weights are nice, not too much bouncing. You get it bouncing like a teeter-totter if you got too much weight in the back or too much weight in the front. Anyway, I don't want to overload my brain. Words get jumbled in here. I think you've noticed. So on the way down to Casper, and I also had to go to Dickinson, North Dakota. I actually called it South Dakota once. On my way down, I called Casper Terminal and said, hey, here's them coming. Letting you know I'm coming. Because I'm not relying, we got a central dispatch system. Everybody can look at where the trucks are. We've got, these e-logs. They can all tell where we are. And, but I'm not relying on them looking at that and seeing that I'm coming their direction, right? So I let her know I'm coming, just in case she had anything to go north. Because out of there, I'm thinking, well, if you got Canada stuff, I'll load it with my North Dakota stuff, go to North Dakota, deliver, and then if they have nothing, just zip into Canada, deliver my Canada stuff, right? From Casper. Hustling, thinking ahead. And then I called our North Dakota terminal. Another couple girls work up there. Let them know I'm coming to Dickinson, because they're not going to see me coming their way, because I'm taking the long way around, right? And once again, I'm not trusting the computer, or I'm not trusting that they are looking at the computer and seeing that I'm coming so that they can plan ahead. So now that I've called them, they said, thanks for the heads up. Okay, cool. Everybody knows I'm coming now. We also have a central dispatch out of Houston, but they kind of oversee, if a terminal needs a guy, they'll find a guy and send him over there. But most of the terminals look after themselves. So how it worked is I get to Casper, unload, and I go sit there, and I was all planning on sitting there all day waiting to see if any Canada freight came. and then try to fit it in with that the BOPs I had, the blow-up preventers, right? As soon as I get there and drop my paperwork off, she says, oh, hey, well, you might as well get going to North Dakota. They have a load for you up there. Woo! Sweet. Okay, right on. So I called ahead. I said, hey, what's going on? Well, we got had a load coming in from Saskatchewan, and we're just going to bring it to our terminal here. We're going to send that other guy north again, and then you can take this down to Midland, Texas. Yeah, baby. Sounds good. So then I call the customer, and you know, because the oil patch 24/7, it's a good thing. It's also a bad thing. He says, well, can you be here tonight? And that was yesterday. That's Friday. So I drove into Casper, delivered Casper, and then he says, can you make it to Dickinson tonight? Well, that's 7 hours away. I'm like, well, yeah, I can. By this time, it's about 11 o'clock in the morning, and then they're an hour ahead in Dickinson. I said, I'll be there probably by about 8. He says, no problem. He says, tomorrow we got, we're racing cars, so we don't want to come in tomorrow and unload you. We will, but we'd rather not. I said, hey, man. My lead foot is kicking in. I'll be there tonight. So yeah, I went up there last night. Delivered, got there actually earlier, got there about 7. Unloaded, they were happy. And I still had hours to make it up into Williston. It was another 2 hours away, so went up to Williston. So yesterday was a really long day. And then there my freight was sitting there. These transformers were sitting there. So no matter what job you're doing, if you're a hustler, you're going to make it. If you're a company driver, try and do all their runs. Try and learn all the people in every terminal, every dispatcher, so that when you're coming up there, don't trust that these computers are letting them know you're coming. I know everything's on email now, everything's on computer, nobody talks anymore. It's tough to do sales because you're not on the phone. But take the initiative and just call, and you'll be surprised the responses you would get. And people will actually look for you coming their way, right? And that could be said the same for anything. If you're a parts guy, the only reason I say that is my son's a parts guy. If you're a parts guy, the hustle is already the parts. You're already, people are coming, they need parts, you know, your mechanics need parts. You're selling cars, you guys are moving and shaking at the dealership. Well, how are you going to hustle some more? Well, if you have an extra good customer, I'd get a book. Get a day timer, get an address book, and write down every customer that comes in your door, write their name and number down, and little notes on them so you can remember them, what they bought, what kind of vehicle they have, right? And then when it's kind of slow, or you want to get your numbers up, or you just want to keep hustling, check back with those guys. Go back in that book once a month. Once a month, you get a phone call from your parts guy, and you just so happen to be thinking about putting running boards on your truck, or maybe getting some LED headlights in your new Jeep, or, you know, you were wondering about a paint job. All of a sudden, your parts guy gives you a call. Hey, just checking to see how things are going. I haven't seen you in a while. You know, we had a great conversation last time you were in here. And you'd be surprised at what people will do. They'll probably come in, and then they also remember you. And if you can also... So that's the hustle in the hustle. Know what I mean? So look wherever job you're in, whatever you're hustling at already in the big picture and see if there's a little more hustling you can do on the inside of that. Work within the boundaries of your other hustle. Know what I mean? And it's not necessarily a side hustle. It's a forward hustle in the hustle. Kind of like that hustle word. I don't screw it up. My brain kind of gets it. Hustle. Hustle. Well, I got to hustle down to Texas and make some money. Everybody have a great weekend. Chat at you next week. Bye for now.